Thank you, thank you. Let's get it on the way. No time to waste. Time starts now. Alright, this is going to be a little bit scuffed because there's a little bit of menuing that's going to go wrong, but we make it work, we make it work. As stated before, my name is BalakehB. Blake, Ranger, Ginger, whatever works for you best. I'm running Rage any % today. Rage being a very slept-on first-person shooter by idTech. It's Software, the same guys that made Doom.
Cryogenic chambers compromised.
So we're doing this without the DLC, so we're going to have a little bit of time lost off the bat. Essentially, there's a little trick that we would normally do here where we would be loading up a save that just gets randomly placed in our file. We're just going to have to deal with the fact that we're going to be listening to a bunch of stuff today.
Nominal. Rebooting internal data systems. All nanotrite bio-augmentation systems fully deployed.
So while waiting for that, obviously this game is pretty good. We just spent a bit trying to get this mouse issue fixed. So like I said, the menuing in certain areas is going to be a bit iffy, but everything else should be fine. The basis of the game is basically a meteoroid hits the Earth. We didn't get to see that cutscene because we've actually removed the cutscene. And there's a bunch of arcs that get hidden underground, and you're in one of the arcs that finally emerges a couple hundred years after everyone else's arcs have emerged. So right there, we're just going to get jump scared. Actually, sorry. We can quickly do this, that's okay. There we go. We make it work. Everything else I can just deal with. So the reason that we did that is because this game is, like other Quake games before it, has a lot of bunny hopping in it. That's the lovely John Goodman. Normally we'd be sitting in the car with him for about 2 minutes, but unfortunately we're going to have to skip his wonderful voice and get straight into it. So first thing we're going to do is utilize a lot of the slope surfaces in this game. Creates a lot of momentum for us to work with here. Going to create a setup to clip past this gate. And essentially what we're doing here is we're trying to get around a kill plane. If you just go up that ramp, you get sniped for some reason. But this is the big movement tech of the game, is moving around really quickly, jumping up and down. So essentially what's happening here is VG3 strafe hopping, very, very common with Quake shooters. It is a Quake engine specific trick. I've got to get used to the fact that it's F and not E and not F. Where essentially what we're doing is we're holding down our movement keys while sprinting and jumping at the same time. I believe it's within 0.25 units. If we manage to jump in the same frame that we land, we will continue the momentum. This gets used quite a lot where it is just regular buddy hopping or slope jumping, ramp boosting, all that good stuff. And just the general movement alone saves anywhere between 6 to 8 minutes in the wasteland just roaming, to the point where it is actually faster than one of the vehicles that we get. Nice little DLC shotgun just for the swag strap. We actually don't need this at all. Normally we wouldn't even have access to weapons at this point. But because we have the DLC, it just gives it to us for some reason. Okay. The jump height's very iffy as to whether or not you will land on a kill plane or not. Another thing that we do have to look out for is, unfortunately, with the fact that it was a Quake game, there's a couple of bugs that get introduced due to clipping into the ground while bunny hopping. Just going to do a wonderful paper clip here. There we go. Ooh. There we go.
You know,
It's not F.
oh, and you won't just get one more thing.
Alright. There we go. That's right. All good. thought we sort of looked then. Alright, so we're going to go get the bandits that you didn't see because of the fact that we just jumped right past them. Essentially, he saved us from a couple of bad guys. They're angry. We need to go sort that problem out for him. And as you see here, one of the problems that gets introduced right there is known problem with, or known fun problem with the Quake engine is when you jump with a certain amount of velocity into a sloped surface, you will get an overbounce. And to correct that, they, in this engine, implemented a way to essentially stop you from bouncing up, but in the same vein, by giving the negative value up, it also gives you a negative value going forward. So it just puts you at a grinding halt. So it is something we have to be careful for when hopping out in the wasteland. In levels, it's not as bad. Alright, we've got our first dungeon here. A lot of sloped surfaces we do need to be wary of, because we don't want to just waste our jumps in the wrong area and bounce off walls and stuff. So the first encounter, and we get trapped. Very, very, very quick and easy introduction to the game. So while we're getting strapped up and getting taken to the best room in the house, I'll let him introduce it.
Well, look at what Hagar said to us. How dare you think you can walk into our house? Take him to the kill room.
Perfect. Better than the living room, I'd say. So, what's going to be introduced next is the revive mechanic, where essentially if we run out of health, it being a 2011 game, we do have regenerating health, but we also have a get out of jail free card that regenerates every 5 minutes with the defibrillator. Long story, lore. It's all good. And then we're going to skip through a bunch of dialogue, and this is pretty much RNG timing, but the idea is that we just get a little bit longer than expected. So we're going to do the same thing that we did before, just jump past, get past a bunch of enemies. We're going to try and pick up some stuff along the way. Not all of it is important like it's going to be used, but it will introduce the fact that we do get money in this run as a result. Sorry. See, those little hops there at the end were not intentional, and I've got to take my time around here because you can fall down there and meet an untimely demise. Don't ask me how I know that. It is V. Ooh. Okay, what is the... What is going on? None of the keybinds for that are working. That's right, we'll just do it the long way. And I will figure out that in a moment. This is not a great introduction to this run. I'm so sorry. In the midst of getting all the mouse stuff, I just didn't get a chance to do the keybinds. So there's a couple of things I might just jump into a menu. It'll only take me a couple of seconds to do, but we'll get out of here. That's supposed to be done in about 6 minutes, so off to a great start. But we do have a little bit of room for error here, so we will work with that. Got 64-bit load times. We love this as well. Unfortunately, a byproduct of running with the better launcher is it just, for some reason, has the longest load times necessary. Alright, we're getting... As you can see, the mouse movement is a little bit jank here. If I go a little bit slow, it's moving. That's what the problem is. And unfortunately, we do not have a way to fix that. That's just the way that the game is. If you drop the mouse sensitivity really low, it nukes the cursor for some reason. So great fun. But thankfully, we don't have a lot of menus that rely on that. All right, now we're good. We're going to go back to Dan. We are going to pick up something called a monocle. The reason that we picked that up, it acts as a temporary scope for the pistol that we got, as well as this shotgun for some reason, if you ever wanted a scope for that. But what it will allow us to do is an extendo grab, where essentially what it'll do is it'll bring our hitbox forward and allow us to interact with objects at a long distance that we wouldn't normally be able to reach. And this is only applied a couple of times, but they are quite important for when they're done.
Welcome, stranger.
And what you're seeing here is I accidentally skipped it because we're just going to let this go. The dialogue in this game is very interesting. It does not work in a real life scenario, but you can do it all you want in this game, where essentially every character has basically a hitbox radius for their dialogue. And because it is an open world attempt at a game, they try to make it feel as real as possible. So if you move away from them, they'll go back to what they're doing, and that allows us to skip just considerable chunks of dialogue. Many minutes. I haven't done the math myself, but I believed it was anywhere upwards of 15 minutes just in dialogue alone. So it is a huge time saver. Alright, so now we're at the Outrigger settlement. This is a fellow settlement of the guy that saved us. Essentially what we're going to do is we need to get two things. We're going to get the recipe for the bandage, and then we are also going to get the shotgun. And as you can see, not all dialogue can be skipped, unfortunately, so we just do what we can.
You must be one of Dan's new. If you find any trace of him, good luck, and I pray.
Alright.
Couldn't help but notice, stranger. Probably just out of line. Good luck.
Alright, now we've got to make sure that we don't hit that F that just came up then, because for some reason it does give you the choice to speak to him again. But if you do that, you will soft lock the game. Don't know why. It just is a thing that occurs. Being a wonderful game, has a couple of just random soft locks that can occur, some without rhyme or reason. Ooh. And some with a known cause, but we know what triggers it, but don't know why. Now, this is one of the big sections that you see for the first time. A lot of sloped surfaces that this game has, because of the fact that they went a bit happy with the fact that they don't have to texture individual areas. They just made them as slopey as they wanted to. So this is our extendo grab. So we have to time is it gonna do it? Sorry. All right, last one. I pinky promise. We just want to set that secondary function to wheel up. Reason for that is we do need to get it basically the frame that we unscope, and this allows us to. There was a bet whether or not this would work in the first couple of tries. Unfortunately, just super picky. There we go. We'll pick up the remains. This is proof of life, and then normally... Oh, come on. He's gonna come out and smack me. Melee's not working? Oh, this is all kinds of scuffed. All right. This is going to be the Murphy's Law of runs. I do apologize. We're doing all right so far, all things considered. It could be a lot worse. Now that we're back here, we're essentially going to redeem those missions, go back to Dan, do a couple of things that we need to, and get parts for a buggy. So dialogue skip. He's going to give us the shotgun. Nope, he's not. Sometimes it'll give it to him, sometimes it won't, but that's all right. We can just manually equip it. It just means that we have to equip the Fat Boy rounds for this pistol a little bit later than expected. But that's okay, that's okay. So now we're going to go back to our lovely little hops. And another thing that gets introduced is stamina. So this game has a just really odd stamina system. It seems to go by how long your feet are on the ground. So as you can see, even though we're jumping through here, you can start hearing him running out of breath. That's the stamina that he would normally have if he was running on the ground normally. And it seems to be correlated with how long he's on the ground for, how many frames he's hitting the ground before you get that jump.
Hey, buddy. Dancing.
So we do have to do a lot of stamina management with this. The easiest way to do it when we're doing the hops is, and this also works for just changing direction as well, is we just let go of sprint and then reapply it, and it just magically builds up all of our stamina. All right.
Welcome. So, DR needs. Think you can handle this?
All right, perfect. So we're going to Wasted Garage. This is one that's a bit of a pain for me, just because of the movement in here. It's not quite as fleshed out. As you can see, what you're seeing is that I'm not hitting the movement that I need to. But what you're not seeing is all of the little bumps on the ground. Doesn't matter how big or small they are. Okay, there we go. All good. Yeah, so all of the little bumps on the ground, they do affect your movement in very specific ways. So if you do like running through here, for instance, you can see I'm running off of ledges, and the game keeps that momentum quite well, but unfortunately it also results in really jank movement in certain areas where the ground is just not stable. It is one of the biggest learning curves in this game, is figuring out where you can and can't jump. I'm still learning it quite a lot, and it's one of the things that makes this game really good, as it is a very tech-based game. So we're gonna go through here, chuck a grenade down to make them flinch or run away, because that allows us to just kind of come through here without being hit. Alright, perfect. Look at that. Missed a couple of things, but that's fine. The reason that we're grabbing all these little random things is because a big part of routing this game is the shop. Wow, I just got randomly boosted through there. That's awesome. We're just going to take our licks with that one. Wait for the door to open. Fantastic. Alright. Alright, fantastic. Equip our Fat Boys. There we go. It did 2 animations for some reason. And our first boss is done. Super simple, super simple. We're just going to pop him in the shoulder to make him stutter. Can we get down the left? No, he's going to... Yeah, he's 50-50 of whether he's far over enough to the right to be able to get past him. It is what it is. Now, I did say that the bunny hopping was faster than this vehicle. However, the bunny hopping is only faster if it is stable bunny hopping. So we are going to hijack these 2 lovely gentlemen. When it loads. There we go. All right. So the vehicles take a very Mad Max approach to it. They're wonderfully designed. It's one of my favorite things about this game is they're just post-apocalyptic through and through. So we're gonna smash through this. If we could do the hops without getting any dropped inputs, or if I was able to do them fast enough, then they're generally 2 to 3 seconds faster to get through here without the buggy. But we're just playing it safe, marathon strats. And the ragdoll, I didn't get out of the car in time. The buggy in time, sorry. So we're gonna wait for this dialogue to skip. Perfect. So yeah, ragdoll physics are well and truly great in this game. There's an achievement where there's 3 poles football goals just scattered throughout. And your achievement is basically hit the wall as fast as you can and see if you can ragdoll through those goals. And it's just hilarious. You get a goal sound and everything. All right.
How do you like that buggy?
It's great, my dude.
The bandit.
Don't worry about the bandits. I'll deal with the bandits. All right, we're going to go blow up an arcade. A blockade? We're not blowing up an arcade, I promise. All right. So we're going to wait for these missiles. Oh, okay. If they're timed. Ooh, that was close. If you time it, you get a good damage boost, and this one's going to damage boost us a little bit further. Bad timing on that one. So we're just going to... Alright, some more dialogue. And what this one is going to do is this is going to get us to go to our first main outpost. There's 2 main outposts in this game. This one takes up 2/3 of the game. The other one, obviously, 1/3. It's suspected that there was meant to be more in the other third of the game, but you will see a couple of things in this game. You'll come across a couple of things that do indicate that they just run out of time and budget, and it appears most in the second half of the game. Or the last third of the game. A lot of this is just world building, getting used to mechanics, very, very basic, so the speed tech doesn't get well and truly into it until we hit those final missions. We're almost at the end here. I apologize for my commentary being a bit all over the place. I was a little bit nervous, especially with all the troubleshooting that we've been doing. But we are going to get through it just one at a time. He's going to say it's interesting. So there's 2 dialogue skips that we do there, which is fantastic. So there's a couple of dialogue skips where you can just stand outside and it will go through 2 or 3 phases. I unfortunately just ran in front of that and triggered it, which is fine. It's no real time loss. It's really a second. All right, so we're in Wellspring. So we've got a couple of things that we need to do in here. We've got 2 main mission givers. We've got the mayor and we've got the sheriff. So first thing we're doing is going to the sheriff, doing a little bit of parkour. Steve Carell would be proud. Didn't mean to hit that spacebar. The dialogue skip on this one is really far out for some reason, but then when we leave and come back, it's not as far. All right, so we're going to the outfitter. Story time. Due to the fact that we are what we call an ARC survivor, we have an ARC uniform. This attracts the attention of the wrong people. So we're going to get the Crimson Elite DLC armor, which allows us to get all of the bonuses that the other 3 armors give you. And we are going to go do a race for good measure.
Welcome, friend. Care to look through the list of events? Good luck.
All right, so while we're going through this, I'll kind of just catch up on some points that that I was trying to get to and didn't quite explain clearly. But before I do, any donations? Perfect time.
Yeah, we've had a couple come through. We've got $50 from Noobs that says, "Swear jar, I'm so sorry to everyone. Thank you for putting up with me."
Noobs is a champion.
And we have $10 from Holly G that says, "BalakehB, you've got this. It's gonna be great."
Thank you, Holly. All right, so the races in this game suck. There's just no other way to put it. They are just the most mind-numbing, just borderline insanity-inducing things that you can do. Luckily for us, in this particular run, we only have to do 2 of them. In the 100% one, we have to do 14 of them, and some of them are RNG dependent. Luckily for us, if you take the lines even just relatively correctly, you will end up usually within a second of the 130 mark on this race and the 126 mark on the second race. So like I mentioned, a couple of things that I wanted to run through. The main thing on the story up until this point is we are an ARC survivor, comet hit the earth, go boom, and the ARCs emerge, and there's a couple of people that have emerged before us. We have a special uniform that makes us a target to very villainous people. So what we did is we got a new outfit from the outfitter from a town that's very friendly to people like us. And what that armor does is there's certain benefits that you get without that DLC, that's pre-order DLC. And there we go, we hit 130. So the benefits, I believe, were you get 10% more from crafting, you get 10% more money, and you get 10% more health. And this obviously allows us to get more. So what we're going to do now is we are going to buy some stuff to empty our wallet, and I will explain that shortly. This is where the mouse... There we go, and there we go. Perfect. It wasn't that bad. So I will explain why we do that shortly, but for now, we're going to run back to the mayor. He's going to give us another quest. We're going to unlock our garage, and we're going to go see the sheriff. Again, elongated hitbox.
Go see Mick across the way after you talk to Mick.
All right. Thank you. Now we've got Mick here, voiced by the lovely Phil Lamar, who we don't get to listen to again. You're going to see that a lot. This game, even though it's so slept on, has a lot of big budget things to it, especially voice actors. There's going to be a couple of recognizable ones. We just wanted to hit a trigger there. Normally, the reason that we're doing that in the way that we are is because if you go to him beforehand, he'll have to go for a bunch of things. So we've just skipped a bunch of dialogue, about 20 seconds worth. But yeah, lots of good voice actors. You will notice a few of them. Two in particular. Let's wait for this. All right. There we go. Cool. So we're going to craft that because lock grinder glitch, we get a bit more money for selling that one for some reason. Now, one of the things we didn't touch on, that radio that I grabbed earlier on, this is to allow us to be towed to particular outposts. And the reason for that, I would assume, is because of the fact that the high difficulties can get very difficult. They're most likely one of the way to avoid us being trapped out in the wasteland or potentially ruining a game save as a result. Rain or shine, $150 or $0. I don't know why. We can just request a tow to the nearest location, and our vehicle is fully repaired. And again, I think it's just an anti-soft lock thing. It is $150 or whatever you can afford, which is why we bought so much stuff, is so we can zero out our wallet, as you can see, and get towed at no cost. Huge warp and saves us time and also saves us money. And essentially what we're going to do is all that stuff that we bought earlier, we are going to sell that when the time comes. All right, we get out here. Got to make sure we don't bonk off that. The hitbox on that car is very broken. All right, and you see, we can just do it inside for some reason.
I'm gonna need you to run up there and take. You'll have a long drive.
And the door closes on you for some reason. We also need to go get a mission grab from the sheriff, and this is something that comes up a lot. You will be doing 2 missions at once for the majority of it, and then it gets quite linear. All right, so nope. Okay.
You need to get your hands on.
There we go. So that particular dialogue skip has a quick skip. Essentially what you do is, if you can get that skip, if you can land right before the wall, just a pixel or two before the wall, he won't go back to his real world scenario.
Are you looking for a better set of wheels?
Yep.
Then the dusty
And then we skip and then come back.
the guy that runs that show.
And that's for Mutant Bash TV. So yeah, we have 8 opportunities to do that. Unfortunately, I am 1 in 8. And the goal is if I manage to get at least 6 out of 8, I will donate an extra $20. And there is an extra one that I will run through later as well. There's a couple of ones that I wanted to do, but I'm not entirely too sure how this is going to go with the gear that I've got at the moment, just because obviously the issues that we're having with the game. Ooh, I was almost about to go with the wrong direction. So yeah, the game is not optimized. It wasn't ported all that great for PC. There are a lot of tech benefits that came from this. This was their tech demo that they did way back in 2007. when they were doing the Attack 5 demo. This, of course, came out in 2012. So there was a lot going on behind the scenes with regards to this, and the fact that this was also the... Oh, no. All right, we're doing a loop-de-loop, but we come back. But this being the last game that John Carmack supervised under the id Software umbrella, there was a lot of things happening behind the scenes, and unfortunately the PC port is just kind of as PC ports were back in the day. So the mouse menuing is, for whatever reason, a bit bugged, but we make do. What we're doing right now is we are currently doing a fetch quest to get what's called a Feltrite crater. Feltrite is basically what came out of the crater that hit the ground. And then we are going to a lovely mission that wonderful runner that outpaces me in every way, Dangerous, hates. It is one of the more decisive ones. We're going to see if we can get collision. We're getting slaughtered here. Come on, come on. Yep. Yeah, okay. That's right. I'm not the best at that one. Mouse, 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 mouse. There we go. So we're going to, like I said, teleport back to the mixed garage. And again, just wanted to make sure everyone was clear. This has nothing to do with the fine gear that ASM has provided me. This game is just broken. It's so broken. All right, and then we're going to exit back out into the wasteland. So this is why we did the fast travel, is because why would we bother? Driving sucks in this game. Let's just make as less of it as possible. So now we're going to head back to Mutant Bash TV. And the reason that this is so decisive yet, so integral, is because this is where the main portion of the money that we get from... The main money that we get for these first buys. So there's two main buys in this one in the first wasteland, one in the second wasteland. This one is the big money maker, and if we are inaccurate or slow, we will lose money as a result, and it does affect the buy routing that we have for this run. So we're going to get introduced to J.K. Styles. He is the crazy game show host. Easiest sponsorship in the wasteland. Alright, so this is our introduction to mutants. So there's obviously quite a few enemy types in this game, mutants being the main one. Mutants are essentially the fast movers of the game. They also, as a result of being mutants, other enemies drop stuff when you kill them. You can loot their bodies. Mutants do not. So you want to try use the least amount of resources possible when you're dealing with the mutant side of the game. All right, we're going to get hyped. We're going to get hyped. All right, let's do it. Fuck! All right, no, we're good. All right. So all of these are separated into, if my memory serves me correctly, 4 areas plus a boss level. All of them are triggered by that little circle here. And they're essentially just little mini games, basically. This one is going to be a little bit of peekaboo, where essentially we will have them come in, for the most part, not randomly generated areas. So they will always spawn here. 1 or 2, 1 or 2, 1 or 2. It is 1. Alright, so the reason that I'm backing up like that is because if they are on an angle, they launch like that. And they will change their directory to face you. So we're just going to sit back here. And this is where it gets showcased the best. We're just going to see like that. They are very erratic, and we want to try just make it the least erratic possible. Now we've got a couple of jump shots here. Bang. Bang. Put me in phase. I'm so good at these jump shots. And we've got a couple coming out of the ground here. So these ones you can shoot before they get out and they will perish. However, there are a couple that just don't. Right. All right, cool. So far, so good. Generally, we do want to have 100% accuracy coming out of there, but sometimes it just can't be helped. I just realized what I put that melee button to. So again, this whole section is not RNG. They're all set spawns. And then we come here. No, that was a miss. Quickly reload. I was hoping the... Oh, no. All right. There we go. All good, all good. All right, so the monkey got one of them. Unfortunately, I was not quick on the dial with that one. All right, so big money making time. I mentioned here that money is the aim of the game. We need our shop routing depends on it. There we go, 2 reload animations again. So we're gonna make some bank here. We're gonna stop the target on the big money signs and get us some big bucks. All right, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop! Never mind. So the money that you get from that is really insignificant. I don't know why they decided to make it so little. Doom-free shotgun mode. Still 100% accuracy, so that's all right. We do try to save as much buckshot as we can because it does become more important than it is right now. I keep switching to my fist. Gotta be careful of these bad boys. So, these tentacles here, they allow us a little fishy that we need to go fishing for. So, when the timer goes off, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. We just gotta make sure. Cool, perfect. Then this guy here. This guy here. So these ones are set. It's just a matter of remembering where they spawn. We're going to let that one run. We're going to let this one run. And then we've got our last 2 over here. All right, awesome. So the accuracy is low, but we make up for it leaps and bounds. So that fish is worth 200 each shot. And we got to shoot it 3 times, so we got 600 bucks. Amazing value. All right. Big old Kraken time. We're going to wait for iframes here. Going to do a slick dodge. Slick dodge. Here's his critical hitbox. There we go. 1640. That was the other one I did forget to mention. The goal was to get 1650. Unfortunately, we did fall shy of that, so that's another 10 bucks down the drain. Going to a good cause, so we're out to 30 now. Well, 30. 30 if we don't get the sheriffs, but I don't trust my chances on getting sheriff, to be honest. All right, and lots of donation sections in this game, so if you want to donate and get your name out there, feel free. All right. Oh. All right, we're going to do our quick tow. Yes, we have money, but that's okay. I almost went to the wrong one out of habit. All right, this is where we get our Kvasir grab. Kvasir is a wonderful, very chatty fella. And we get our mission for Sheriff Black to give us the Caprino. But to get the Caprino, what we have to do first is we have to... The whole reason we did the Moon Bash TV episode was so we can get a sponsorship. There we go. And the sponsorship is to get an awesome car for an awesome race. Now, this race, super difficult. We're going to try our best to do this as quickly as we can. We've got 4 opponents that we have to go against this time, as opposed to the time trial that we had earlier. So, let's do it. Oh, Yeah, I may have amped it up to be a little bit harder than it was going to be. So yeah, 126, free indeed. We're just going to make sure we hit the angle on that one. Perfect. So you'll notice that I am spamming the boost in this particular race. The reason that I'm doing that is because I believe, and I do have enough testing methodology to kind of put this into practice, the car, when you are doing that initial boost, you will go faster than holding it for a prolonged period of time. So even though it seems slower, that initial boost that you're getting is definitely helping you more over time. So while we're waiting for that, we're going to get one more chuckle just for the lols, and any time for donations because we've got another lap to go.
We have one donation.
Perfect.
$50 from Tebow. Good luck for the Rage Run. Thank you, everyone, for this great event every year. Put this money towards Whooper Z trainer name, please.
Perfect. Thanks so much for the donation, guys. Remember, every dollar counts. Perfect. All right, so we got our Caprino. So what we're going to do now is we need to go to Sheriff Black, and he's going to give us a mission. Again, we need to do a couple of things in a certain order so that we're getting the most optimum dialogue possible, and also the most optimum movement possible. That was not amazing, but we make it work. So we got 3 here. Let's see how we go.
I'm glad you got yourself something.
1, 2. Oh, wait, no, it's only 2. It's 3 in the next one. Okay, sorry, I misled everyone. Wait, is it 7? Maybe it's 7. I will have to do a memory check on that one. If that's the case, I will still leave it. No, if that's the case, then I won't do 6 out of 8. It'll be 5 out of 7. But right now, we are 3 out of 7. So I've had to think about that for a second. All right, let's do it. All right, so this is where we introduce Kvasia. We're going to do a little bit of car platforming. There we go. All right, so Kvasia. The story behind Kvasia is he is a hermit that emerged from one of the arcs. He's one of the scientists, and I will leave one of the plot points for later. But essentially, he's going to be very crucial for us. He is, in this particular run, the character with the most face time, probably competing with one of the main guys, Captain Marshall. I used one of my shields. All right, that's right. It's not over. All right, so we trigger that. We got to be very careful up here. Oh, that was close, but we made it work. So we're going to do a quick 180, drop off some supplies to this wonderful fellow here, who we will call Kurtbox. Come off the ramp here. All right. Ooh. There we go. Nah. Okay. Yeah, the bounces in there are a little bit tricky, but we make it work. Like I said, lots of little ramps like this. You can see my little pop-up here.
What you have there.
All right.
Put it on the counter and we'll see what has Clayton all worried.
All right, so we're going to have our wonderful doctor here analyze the feltrite sample that we got earlier. Now, we're pretty restricted here, not a whole lot to see. We might just see if we can take a quick look-see. There we go. All right, we got a nice view, but now we kind of have a problem where we're a little bit stuck. There's no ladder. We don't want to reload it because the checkpoints go by dungeons. I don't know what are we gonna do here? No, don't worry about it. We get transported back up. We're good. If I did that after though, we would be so like that would be a problem.
You got all those little computers
Racing around inside you.
Secrets. Everyone's got a little secret. And you must be one big little secret.
So, unfortunately, as I mentioned, characters have a little hitbox where you can run outside and skip their dialogue for that particular dialogue string. I mentioned that there were a few characters that this does not apply to, and unfortunately, Kvasia is the character. There is about 7 minutes worth of dialogue that we just have to deal with. So we're just going to admire his little body here. We got a little chin soldier, or shoulder soldier. Chin shoulder. Oh, man, it's kind of warm up here. We're gonna...
But they exist in small bands, fighting back. And maybe
Just gonna pop here. Road Jacket can be a second commentator, that's fine.
you survived this long. You must have some survival skills worth using. But you aren't going to last long in a fight against the authority with that standard defibrillator in your chest. I can give you an upgrade for it, something that might keep you alive longer. But that will require a little effort on your part. You see, I don't have the necessary equipment here. But you can find what you need in the Dead City.
There we go. Dead City is the dialogue trigger. Alright, so once this dialogue's done, we're going to jump out. We're going to fast travel back to Wellspring. I forgot the name of it for a second. We're going to trigger another mission from Sheriff Black, and we're going to do our first shop. And you will see how close this shop gets. We will be selling basically everything. Buying as much as we can. I made myself a little bit unavailable to that switch. That's right, it's only a second. Alright. Ace up, ace up, ace up, ace up. Spinning wheel go round. It's actually a wing stick, but we never get to use it, even though it is my favorite weapon from this game. There we go. Come on, there we go. Mix garage. I'm so tired. Alright. Perfect. So we're just going to run straight to Sheriff Black. Reason we're not going back to Mayor is because Mayor's mission was the Feltrite. Alright, let's see how we go. Alright, alright, alright. One. Ah, there we go. Alright, that's 30. Yep. Alright, we got $30 dono after this one is done. That's alright. It's a very tricky one to get sometimes. It is very pinpoint. One of the main guys that runs this, Zen, gets it basically every time. It's really impressive. Alright. Okay. I double clicked. That's right. We can still make this work. I'm just going to do something in advance. We're going to make sure we get the schematic. Mouse menu. We got it. Mouse, please cooperate. We got this. There we go. Alright, alright, alright. So we're just going to use keyboard. Bobblehead. Alright. We are going to sell the turrets. We will sell some nades. We will sell the antiseptic formula in this case. And we will sell 3 bandages. Alright, hopefully that makes up for the amount that I just accidentally nuked. Sorry. Alright, so we're going to sell a bunch of ammo. Normally there's a fast sell method that I would do. However, with the mouse being what it is, I cannot do it. Thanks, Rage. We want the fat boys. No, we don't. Alright, so... what we did buy, there we go, come on, come on. Alright, come on, there we go. Alright, so we are going to buy a bunch of ingredients. One of the main things in this game is crafting. So we are going to want enough for, I'm going to say 23 in this case because I think I can make do. 23. 23. ASM2023. We don't need ordnance pack. We do need explosive pack. Actually, what we want for explosive pack is we want about 36, and that leaves us with just enough. There, come on. It's toying with me. All right, and we're going to load up on buckshot, and you're going to see the reason why. And this is why I'm so glad we no longer time in in-game time, in RTA, sorry. We time in in-game time, because now what we have to do is suffer the greatest build animation known to man. You would think that build all would just build everything that it has in that inventory, but no, it's build them all one at a time. Amazing. This is the gameplay you'll come to see. But the RC cars, the reason that we're getting so many of these, they are a little remote control explosive, and what they are useful for is RC pack boosting, where essentially we will stack 2, 3, 4 RC cars to be able to skip over certain triggers. And the pop rockets, we are doing that because they are the most overpowered ammo type in this particular difficulty. Mainly because they are a one-hit to most enemies, and also because you just craft so many of them. So they are going to be our only ammo going forward, except for one instance of using bolts. So that's the buy done. Like I said, we were running pretty close on that, and I had to make do with losing 3 RC cars. However, hopefully, with the way that I'm routing it, I won't need them. Essentially, anything that we miss in this buy for the RC cars, we do usually tend to make. We end up with about 12 extra when we get to shop 2. And 13 is all that we need for that one. Alright, Shrouded Bunker. So, we're going to have one of our first main dungeon skips. This is a very cool skip. A lot of these I don't know the origins of, unfortunately. I assume most of them are going to be either the main guy for this run, Tachyon, who has the world record that has not been beaten in over 4 years. So we're going to park there. And also Zen, who is second place and is just equally cracked at this game. They all come from a game called Defrag, which is essentially a Quake type game where they just hop around all over the joint, sorry. So those guys are very, very talented. They cracked this game wide open before I came into... so we're going to let that one hit us. We're going to pick up this one. We're going to not wait for him. Bam. So the reason that we got this is because we need to trigger that explosion. We do that one a little bit early just to avoid a little animation that comes up here. I've got a... There we go. Jump shot. Jump shot. All right. So now we get set up for the goods. I thought there was an enemy behind me. So we're going to line up with this particular decal. Stand up here. I will quick save through these particular skips because they can be a bit dreaded. Extendo grab. Perfect. So we are going to do this to clip through the wall. Ooh, almost jumped off the edge there. So we're going to line up with a particular visual cue. We're going to grab our grenades out, and what we're going to do here is this is a fairly recent tech. We are going to Death Abuse. I hope this works on Nightmare. Normally we have the DLC, which gives us Ultra Nightmare. So fingers crossed. We're going to quick save here. Nope. All right, we try it again. I think I was potentially just a little bit too early on that one. All right, this is going to be interesting. All right, so I realized something today. That skip predicates us on being able to do this. Let's try. I have an idea. We're going to big brain it real quick. So we're going to do that, and we're going to do it again. There we go. Huge brain move. All right, so don't have to worry about it. It is a little bit of a thing that I did not foresee, but that's all right. We make it work. We make it work. So now we're going to come over here. We are going to change our difficulty back. All right, so we're going to line up right in the corner here. We're going to get one. Hello? Okay, no, the exit vehicle's on the wrong one. That's why. 1, 2, 3. Again, quick save here. And the reason that we're doing it in this particular spot is because there is a particular part that we can clip through. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. Perfect. We love to get that first try. For most people, it's not that big of a deal. For me, I've had a little bit of an issue with that one. So we're going to quick save here. We're going to do another little sneaky out of bounds where we are going to strafe jump. Nope. Strafe jump. The reason that we quick save there is because if you do it wrong, you can fall to your death. Oh, but we didn't have that today. All right, so we're going to line up with this decal. We are going to save here as well. Fortunately, one of the mechanics that we have gifted to us, and we are very grateful to have as a speedrunner in this game, is the quick save and quick load. We can use these save states pretty much anywhere, and it allows us to do a few more risky things that we wouldn't otherwise normally try. All right, so we're going to try line up here, and then we're going to... This one can be a little bit tricky. You can see the way that we're dropping down. There we go, perfect. So the reason that we're dropping down, similar to what you saw with the elevator, is that moves us down the clip plane. So we just try to jump over like a little collision. The collision is very broken in this game in quite a number of spots, so it does work to our advantage. But that is Shrouded Bunker. So that's the biggest skip so far, outside of the strafe hopping through the wasteland. I think we save about 3 minutes on that skip. So what we're going to do now is, like it said go back to Sheriff Black, but we're not going to do that. We need to do Kavasi's mission. So he mentioned the standard defibrillator in our chest. So what we are going to do is we are going to the Dead City to pick up a defibrillator module that they were experimenting on. Dead City is also known as the Run Killer. It's not a very creative name, but it is a run killer for a number of reasons. Not as much these days, because the run kills were primarily, at least for me, were the RC cars that we have since routed out with paper clipping. So we're going to do a couple more carefully placed strafe hops. As you can see, the terrain through here is quite sketchy. We'll make sure I got our pop rockets out. All right, so this section is all mutants. Essentially, this is a city where a lot of experiments were happening with Felstrite and Nanotrites, which is something that you didn't really get to see. Essentially just a MacGuffin for this particular character. I think I missed a grenade. Let me just double check to make sure I am on easy. I am on easy, so what is going on there? There we go. Very cooked. Normally it's only 2 grenades and a clip of pop rockets, but for some reason we were not allotted that opportunity. I think I may have potentially missed a grenade. You do have to be very specific on the placement for that. But we ain't going for PB here. We're just going for our best. All right. So, another one of the sections where we do have a lot of enemies just coming at us in set areas. So we got this one here, and then this one here. This guy's going to break through this wall. We're going to get that. He's going to come through here. There we go. So he's going to come through here. This guy come through here. Here, and then last one. All right, movement time. We've got to be very careful with our jumps here because we can just die from fall damage. So I will just take it easy through here. Now, we got a ramp here. Essentially what we're going to do, that fence over there, we are going to try. We got to make sure we save here because this is a point of contention. Oh, first try. You love to see it. Awesome. And I wasted it by forgetting to switch. So that is a, there's a couple of ways that you can go about doing that. I'm going very rudimentary on this. So the original way was an RC boost. We're just going to let these guys hit us because we have to wait for this fence to unlock. So we're just going to play Ring Around the Rosie. But yeah, so it's RC car. That was the original way. And then it moved to jumping and just slightly kind of shimmying over the edge. And then we just moved to full-blown crouch jumping over it when we realized that it was possible. So getting that first try is definitely a good thing. I am happy about that. This one, Dead City Central, basically just an extension, also had one of the worst RC skips in the game. And it used to be here. We would put RC skips, RC cars, and try to jump over the escalator. Paperclip, perfect. We'd jump over the escalator, and it would just be whether you got it on the day or not was not your calling. So we're going to kill 3 people here. That's going to open this door. I did not prep that very well. We've got to make sure that we beat these guys up. Alright. I love the atmosphere in this level. When you're not speedrunning through it, it is very eerie, and it is a big change of pace. It goes from post-apocalyptic shooter to a somewhat post-apocalyptic horror. It's quite fun. And one of the best reasons for this level is we're going to pick up the almighty rocket launcher. Brilliant. And we got the big boy. So this is what we kindly consider the only real boss in this game. He's got a couple of weak points. Essentially, it is just point, click, move, and then we're going to do that over and over. It's all about timing. So we're going to wait for him to lift. I'm going to stand here, and he's going to try pummel me. And that is the fastest animation for that one. And then we make him hit that left spot. Get a little swag shot there. So the animations are just threefold. We do this 3 times. Just a little bit faster each time and a little more hits. So we're going to wait in the center. Now, this is a nonchalant boss on easy, and I will show you why. It does nothing. You can get hit quite a few times and not worry about it. Easy is very forgiving in this game. Which is funny because Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare are nowhere near as forgiving. It's a nice balance. So we're going to do that. That's right. Perfect. Easy done. Very easy boss. Alright, so we're going to grab this because I don't trust my money right now. You will see me do some really weird jumps, and it's mainly just trying to figure out where the jumpable planes are on this level. Alright. You want to try do this strafe jump. We're going to juke him out. See, he goes down the wrong one. He will go up whichever one you go, so you can just juke him out. We do little jumps up the escalator. Let me in, let me in. Alright, awesome. That was fairly smooth. I'm happy with that. Couple bips and bobs. We are going to do a little clippy boy. So we're going to wait for him to hit it the first time, start sprinting, and then we have a 50-50 chance of getting past him without getting hit. Nice. And the odds are in our favor. Alright, I'm not going to try jump through there. It is faster, but I am not... Oh, okay, no, we're good, we're good. Alright, and that is Dead City done. Alright, so now, the whole reason that we did that was for a defibrillator upgrade that we're going to give to Kvasia. Doesn't really help us out all that much, but in a casual playthrough, it's great. Essentially, it gives us 2 defibs, 5-minute recharges on each. Alright, so this is just going to be a bunch of jumping around and a bunch of dialogue that we really don't really care to listen to, so if there's any donations, now's the perfect time again.
Yep, we have $31 from Kurt Mantis.
Hey.
It's putting money towards the Patball Pokemon Fire Red trainer name, which has now put it up ahead by $1. as per request from Worcester in chat, who made the backup save using the Patball name. So currently Patball is in the lead by $1 at 106 versus Whooper Z at 105. If you want to pick your favorite, then feel free to include that in your donation message.
All right, so he's fitting us with the deep field upgrade. We're going to have a couple more minutes of useless dialogue. I guess I'll run through the game plan of what's going to happen going forward. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to go back and do a couple of the mission grabs that we needed to for Sheriff and the Mayor. And we are going to do a mission grab for the Well. The Well is notoriously difficult for one particular skip. Not as difficult as Dead City. There is an easy way to go around it, but we are, you know, speedrun marathon luck. We're going to try and do the hard skip, and then if it fails, it's very easy to get to the second skip. Just doing a little bit of jumpy boys. We're going to take it to him. Bang, bang. All right, so again, just a couple of movement things through all the different areas of the town. Movement, it seems like it doesn't take up a lot. Like, yes, you can miss a jump in, it's a second here or there. But this is a very long run, and those seconds add up because you do a lot of movement in this game. We are going to, while we're in here, normally this would be RTA. Or not RTA, sorry, I'm keep getting them mixed up. IGT. So we do that in here just to have a bandage ready, and again, lock grinder glitch, it gives us more money. We're going to teleport back to Mix. I don't know why I hesitate on that every single time. Like I said earlier, you saw there, only had $8. He does not care. He's the nicest towing dude you ever seen in your life. I don't know where I was going with that. But it's a very cool mechanic. I don't know if it was entirely thought out. Maybe it was, and maybe the reason that you... Okay, and there's the bonk. Maybe the reason for that was intentional. I guess we'll never know unless a dev comments on it. All right, he's going to babble on. So while he's babbling on, we're going to go to Sheriff. You can still hear him. And then that's going to trigger the well. Ooh, I missed. And then we're going to just sit over here. That little mini optimization. All right, so we're going to see a bit of everything. We're going to see some movement. We're going to see some RC car skips. We're going to see a fun use of the crossbow as well, which is the only time you'll see this. Actually, technically second, but it's the only time it'll be used against enemies. All right, let's get this one. Oh, I'm going to hit everything. Normally, it auto-equips your crossbow, so that's nice that it didn't. It means that we can... you're not... Not today. All right, wrong direction. All right, so we're gonna autosave here. Or, yeah, no, we're gonna stick with order. 1, 2, 3. No, it's got to be 4. Surely. We try that again. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, close. It's very tricky. You do get a little bit of boost no matter what, but obviously you want the not only do you want the boost, but you want the shift movement as well. You do need to sprint during this to be able to get that distance over. There we go. We're gonna just go for there anyways. We're gonna juke him. We're gonna shoot him because he will not move. He was quick. Oh, everyone wants to get in the way. It can be a little bit annoying though in that one. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of bait. Shoot those two. All right, awesome. We did that in 2. That's brilliant. All right, here we go. All right. Ah, nope. Look, we'll try it one more for lols, because that was, I felt pretty good on that one. Oh, no! Am I stuck? No, okay. That's all right. We do have a backup for that one, and this is the one that I normally do on my runs, so no harm, no foul. We do need to quickly swap back. 1, 2, 3. Jump over. Hello? You... Okay. I didn't realize that I didn't have the strong pistol round in there, so that's entirely my bad. Hopefully we don't need that. I don't think we do. No, we don't need that in the next 5 minutes, but we've got the backup anyways. All right, we're gonna grab that. Swap back, do a reload. A lot of micromanagement that I just sometimes forget to do in the heat of it. There's just a lot of little things, like making sure that you've got the right amount of reserve for your ammo. Like, for instance, if I go to my crossbow, I've got the 1 electro bolt in there, which I need for a skip later. Hello? Maybe that kill wasn't enough. Okay, there we go. Yeah, sometimes it likes it with 1, sometimes it likes it with 2. We're going to do a nice little skip. Awesome. We dunk on him. Just teabag on everyone on our way out. Now, we're going to see if we can do a little swag strat while we're here. All right, come on, come on. Nope. Hello? No, okay, that's right. You can do a little trick to get on the ladder to save a couple of seconds, but it's no big deal. It is my favorite one to do, though, just as a swag strat. All right, so that was the well. A lot going on, a lot of little things going on, but overall, probably one of the best, one of the best dungeons in this particular game. All right. Now, we're going to the well. So what we did in the well, again, story time, is the mutants have been... sorry, not the mutants. The bandits have been experimenting with Feltrite, and we've gotten a toxin that they've been making with it. We're going to take that toxin to Dr. Cavasia to give us the best weapon in the game that we don't use in this run. What this will do is Cavasia will use the toxin to create some mind control darts. And essentially what the process behind that is, we load the alternate ammo into our crossbow, and then we shoot an enemy with it. And for a limited amount of time, we basically have them in a zombie state. We can move them over to an enemy and remote control detonate them with that dart. It is a fantastic weapon. Just for the creativity of it alone, it's so good. But yeah, obviously not a very fast weapon, so not one that gets any use. All right, you may see that I missed one. For some reason, they decided that if you get all 7, you go into slow-mo. So it's not worth the extra money for the extra slowdown. We realistically have way more than enough when we get to the second shop. All right, so there we go. Just to show the magic, we're going to tow that car back that we just blew up, and it's fantastic because it goes back to 100%.
Hello again, my friend. Yes, my friend. Time to analyze exactly what it is you have here. Let me look at this.
All right. This is the last time we hit Cavasia, which is fantastic. Unfortunately, it is not the end of just useless dialogue in this game. But it's dialogue that we can still skip as opposed to this. So, it's that time again, if there's any donations.
Yep, we have another $10 from Holly G that says, your run is going great and you're doing amazing explaining it all. Keep it up. So much love from Bub and I. You are wonderful.
Thank you, Holly. And if Scarlet is awake, hi, Scarlet.
Look at this. That's something. Ah, yes, you see, you have indeed brought me something of great interest and great power. I have been
All in all, I am pretty happy with how this has been going so far. A couple of hiccups at the start, but like I said, we go next, we go through. We make it work.
small success. Injecting simple chains of nanotrites directly into a subject, allowing
All right, so this is going to unlock a series of missions that essentially lead us to the precipice of this wonderful story, where we are the resistance and we are fighting against the authority, and those are the actual names that we used. Just 100% creativity all around the board.
But now, this toxin
but these missions that we do get as a result, outside of Dead City, are absolutely the best missions. Basically, everything from here is uphill in terms of speedrun. In terms of speedrunning tech, because there's a lot of clipping and out of bounds that occurs. There is one skip that I am hoping to get with this one, and again, gonna put myself on the slab here. If I don't get prison skip, I will add another $10 to the already existing $30 that I will be donating at the end of this run.
So here it is, a sample bunch of mind control darts, enough for the resistance to begin using and testing. And they should be able to easily replicate the formula to produce more. And now,
here's where you come in.
Find my friend Elizabeth.
Little optimization, and that's why I mentioned that earlier. For some reason in that particular one, you don't teleport. Come on, Wingstick. Spin around. There we go. All right. Another one. It's crazy how many times we have to do this. And imagine if this was 150 a pop without the money that we saved from the fact that it's a wally empty. I think it's about 1,500. It's a crazy amount of money. All right, so now we meet Elizabeth. Elizabeth is our way into speaking with the authority. Another soft lock, which is why I'm not speaking to that lovely lady over there. For some reason, in this specific interaction, if you accidentally speak with her, it will soft lock the game. So you're just going to be a little bit careful when jumping around that corner. Gonna get right up in her face for this one.
You probably have a lot of questions. Captain Marshall. So, that's what I need. Good.
All right. Nice, clean movement. All right, authority prison time. This is, I think, the best run in the game for skips. Sorry, the best dungeon in the game for skips. Followed closely by Blue Line Station. There's a lot of things that are going on in this one. A lot of movement, a lot of RC skips. And if I can get this, the prison skip that I was mentioning earlier with regards to the dono incentive, Elizabeth is very loud. So, yeah, the prison skip is... Oh, wait. We good? You good, Elizabeth? We good? Yeah, we're good. All right. Yeah, so the ramp jump. So this is the main ramp jump of the game. It is the hardest ramp jump of the game by quite a significant margin, to the point where nobody else outside of Tachyon, the world record holder, has this particular skip in their PB, because it is just mind-numbingly difficult. It is a very specific line of movements, basically chaining the momentum from one ramp jump into another. And then we use that to bounce off of a wall and land on a roof. And then we have to do an RC skip on top of that. So all in all, good fun. We're going to give it a shot and see how we go. Give it the old college try. And if we don't, no stress, because realistically, the skip only saves, regardless of how you spin it, the skip only saves about 15 to 20 seconds. All right. Couple of jumps through here. All right, let's go. Authority Prison. So this also introduces us to the Authority as an enemy type. Heavily armored, has ranged weapons, and have shields that can only be shot down either through multiple explosive attempts, wearing it down over time, or with a single EMP, either grenade or shot. All right, so we're just going to do our movements. So we have these generators, can be done in 2 hits. So we're going to ignore you. We're going to try line that up. 1, 2. Nope. Nope. Hello? We're going to play Ring Around the Rosie. We're going to grab that. 1, 2. We're just going to... I'm trying not to blast through these shotgun shells, so I will utilize the bandage here. The turret blocked my jump. That's fantastic. All right. Let's go. We're going to just waltz past this guy, and then we're going to do a little ramp jump up here. Now we do... You can do this quick enough where you don't have to worry about this, but 9 times out of 10, they are just a giant hassle. So we just do that. So what we're going to do is... 1... just going to do that a little bit quicker than normal. All right, perfect. All right.
I take it Elizabeth sent you.
Now, big movement skip here. Again, doesn't save a whole lot of time, but makes things a lot more convenient. It's about 30 to 40 seconds, I believe the scripted time is. So we're going to... Perfect. We jump past here so we can get these guys when they spawn. And then we can get these guys. Normally you can time it, but we can come up here. Save us the hassle. Yeah, normally you can time it. And the other 3 guys that we destroyed over there, they usually come after them, and we just stop that from happening. But like I said, if you do it quick enough, they're not a concern. But what can happen is he goes into cover shooter mode and tries to not get killed by them. But he gets stuck at that gate because they hide in one corner, he hides in another, and they just never move. All right. Again, that one guy can be a little bit random, but for the most part, these are set spawns. So we're going to do a quick reload here. Ramp jump, nope. This one's a little bit tricky. Come on, we got this. Perfect. The timing on that one, obviously, if we can get through here, the quicker the better. We're just going to pop that. These ones can spawn. And the reason that we do that, so you can hit that little trigger there before you shoot the generator, but what happens is this guy gets stuck up on the roof for some reason. And his hitbox is ludicrous, and even though you can't see him, he can just hit scan you through the wall. It's incredible. All right, so now we're going to utilize the turrets, and we have our first authority jetpacker. So he's going to launch out of these 3 holes, and we're just going to teach him a little lesson. Easy done. So jetpackers, don't know why they're so easy. You don't have to shoot them with much, to be honest. And they blast them out of the air. All right, so this is the ramp skip. So we're going to give it a shot. First try. There's no way. Jesus Christ. Okay. I have that immortalized. I have it on stream. Finally, I haven't even been able to do that on my own stream. So we're just gonna save that there. I tried so hard not to pop up then. All right. There. Nope. So this one's a little bit tricky. You've just got to make sure you angle yourself in the right direction. But the reason that we're doing this is we need to get to a door trigger before Marshall gets to his trigger. So right now we're basically ticking down from the time loss, although what we have in losing the time loss, we have in the fact that we didn't have to use any RC cars. All right, I need to get this in the next couple of tries. Otherwise, at that time, I am losing time. It sucks that I'm not getting this, but it is what it is. We go next. Maybe if I try to... No. Alright, I think I've got 2 more before the timer just goes back to normal. So the problem is I'm hitting a little hitbox above me. So we've got to try, make sure. Yeah, alright. 1 more. I would like to not have that skip go to waste. Alright, no. I didn't need to, but I don't want to waste those RC cards. So we're going to jump back down. That's alright, it is what it is. So what's happening right now, what we were trying to do is we jump down through a clip behind here. We go to the wall, we go to the door that we came in, and we hit it as soon as that mission prompt comes up. So now the time that we're waiting on, we're waiting to do this, and then we have to hit it after the trigger. So about 10 seconds from there, 15, something like that. But I am super happy that I got Prison Skip. That is incredible that I finally got that on stream. It's been an ongoing thing where I would hit that offline in my first couple of attempts practicing offline. Then I'd go on stream, do a run, or even just practice it on stream and never hit it once. Super finicky. Alright, so we're going back to mix. I know you guys love seeing this teleport, but it is what it is. Alright, so now that we've rescued Captain Marshall, he basically left us for dead. We're going to go meet him in Wellspring because he just said, too late, catch up. He left us to our own devices with that one. So now, we're going to meet him in the base. That's just hidden behind the bar. Very, very hidden.
I'm glad you made it back.
Alright, so this is going to happen about 6 or 7 times. And there is no way to fast dialogue skip this particular section. It's all about speed.
So, do you understand how important this is?
Now, we are going back to where it all began. So essentially what that spiel was about is we need the ID drive. So all ARCs have an ID drive with all the information. I forget the lore. It's either the information to do with the nanotrites or just the arcs in general. But we are going back to where it all began because in that arc we have our own ID drive that we're going to recover. So what we're going to do now is we are going to do what I've been trying not to do this entire time, and we are going to teleport all the way back to Hagar because it does save us time. When the wheel spins. All right. See? I hesitate because I've done it before. I've done it in runs. Doesn't feel great. All right, so we do that. We're going to go back to the Ark. Going to go grab the ID drive, and it is just as simple as a fetch quest can get. Wing stick go burr. Let's go. Wing stick go burr. There we go. All right, so do a little 180. You can do a little really cool reverse that Dangerous does. He does a little J-turn out the back. So cool. I can't hit it. It's very, very, very tight. All right. So now we are going to save here. Normally I just YOLO it because it's usually not bad, but we don't want to waste time. That's exactly why. And because they're shooting at you, it has happened. You can get down. So now that we've done that, we don't need to wait for anything. No mission prompts or anything. We're going back to mix.
Time for a quick donation?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have $20 from Anonymous that says, please put this towards the Whooper Z trainer name, putting that back in the lead at 125 over Patball's 106. The donation incentive alongside the rival name incentive will be closing after this run just before the start of the next one. So be sure to get that in if you want either one to win.
Awesome stuff, guys. All right, so all that's happening here is they're accidentally scrolled down. All they're doing is giving us a spiel about what we need to do with the information. We're going to get.
Yes.
Let's go. We're going to have to go back to one of our favorite spots.
We need that data.
we need to get some medical data from Dead City. What was missed in the dialogue is that Kvasir used to do, or at least see experiments in the Dead City, and that's how we know about all this information.
We suspect.
Yeah, Captain Marshall's dialogue box, you've got to be right up in his face. Basically, kiss the man.
You'll have done it, remember.
Alright, so we just picked up a bunch of stuff that we don't really need except for the EMP grenades. We only need one EMP grenade. We also pick up some pulse rounds because we are going to zoom through those generators that you saw in Authority Prison. We have a different way that we're going to go about it this time. Mainly because combat's not as involved with this particular run of it. Wing stick go burr. Wing stick go burr. There we go. Alright, so we're going to run back to Dead City. We're going to go pick up that data drive. Once we pick up that data drive, is that it? I believe that's it. Yeah, that should be it. So we pick up the data drive, that's it. And that's basically 2/3 of the game done. And then we're going to make our way to Eastern Wasteland. Normally there's a couple of things that you can do here through your normal playthrough, like there's a bunch of bounty board missions, you can do some races to upgrade your car, you can do a bunch of these hunting missions for extra cash, but we obviously don't need to do any of that. I did the Dead City 1 lineup for that, that's right, no difference to me. My movement sucks when I do the normal route anyway, so realistically, no time lost. Alright. It's always that little bit of an awkward pause while waiting for the load. Alright, so we just had to tamper the jumper a little bit. He was not as far out as he should be. So, oh, wrong direction. So you might recognize this place. This is exactly where we were. We are just doing the good things. Seeing what we enjoyed and what we didn't enjoy and making improvements as we go. We're going to come back here for some renovations, I think. Maybe get the Silent Hill decor off these walls. Alright, you have to be super careful with these doors. They do damage you a substantial amount, as you just saw. I missed that lineup by just the tiniest fraction. In anything higher, I believe even in Nightmare, it doesn't have to be Ultra Nightmare, that will hit you and that will kill you. It is incredible that is something that is able to happen. And it doesn't matter how far gone that door is. I'm just going to play that safe. It doesn't matter how far gone that door is. If it hasn't finished its movement and you touch it, it will hit you. It's wild. All right, make sure. Keyboard is wider than I'm used to. All right, so we got to make sure that we have EMP. No, doing the CS:GO surf. All right, that's right. All right, grab that. All right, so we're gonna quickly. Oh no. We can't sprint while we're changing ammo type. It's the worst. All right, pulse shots. One hit those generators. So we obviously didn't have access to the pulse shots to begin with. All right. Let's go. Perfect. Oh, I clipped it. All right, perfect. Easy done. So this section of Dead City Streets is Dead City Central is far more forgiving. There's not a whole lot to be done here. There's no extra boss battles. Well, there is. Is there? No, sorry, I misspoke. I'm thinking of a boss battle that we skipped anyways. So yeah, there's no extra boss battles, just a bunch of snipers and the like. All right, so we're doing that here. All right, we're going to do a quick swap here. All right, so there is a way that you can pulse shot with the shotgun, but the lineup is so finicky, it's not worth my time. That I will leave that to the better runners. All right. Whoa, okay. Haven't had that happen in a while. That means that I was a little bit slow. All right, we got to be careful here because if we miss that, it's a giant pain to walk around. But nice and set up for us. No fall damage. Perfect. All right. And that door, you've got to be right up against it. All right, awesome. So that's the last mission that we need for this particular area. So we're going to fast travel back, go for a dialogue, and get to our new wasteland. When it loads. All right, perfect. All right, mix garage for the last time.
No worries, I'll be there in a minute.
All right, cool. So we're going to go back. Again, one of those unskippable dialogues. However, it is nowhere near as long. We've got to wait for a certain word to be said, and then we can do the skip of the dialogue.
One great find. This shows us
all right, so we're going to wait for him to say the word scrambler, and then we're going to bounce.
Trust me, this is a major blow to them, and a great day for our cause. Elizabeth had a good feeling about you. I may have to agree with her. But now it's time to say your goodbyes. Elizabeth has gone on ahead to make preparations for our arrival.
Speaking of fun facts, wait, scrambler?
But we need to leave soon ourselves. Price on your head will only increase if you stay here.
Say the word.
Isn't safe for you.
Say the thing.
We've deployed a communications scrambler.
There we go.
Mask our exit.
Hello? There we go.
So, you ready to leave?
All right, let's bounce. I'm going to pop this bad boy back on. All right, fantastic. So, as you heard, Steve Bloom, fantastic voice actor, also in this game. They definitely blew a large budget on really well-known voice actors. We also have Nolan North in this game as well. Just to throw that out there. I don't remember what voice he does, but he is in it. One of the ones that I won't be able to tell you in my personal fun fact is there is a voice actor by the name of April Stewart in this game. And for those unfamiliar, April Stewart does all the female voices for South Park. Just as a random connection there. She plays just a random NPC that you meet in this area. Has only like the tiniest amount of dialogue, which is just so strange for someone of that caliber. But they wanted to go hard out on the voice acting.
Fighting the authority is all I know. I've been doing it ever since my arc emerged. I saw what they were doing. Nothing like this was supposed to happen after the asteroid hit. For once, our government had a good plan and good people.
While I'm waiting for this, we'll give a couple of shout-outs. I accidentally hit the mute key. We'll give a couple of shout-outs to a couple of the people in the community. So the biggest one goes to a guy named by the name of Tachyon. Tachyon is basically the precipice of this entire run. He created the load splitter. He created a wonderful fix called no overbounce. I had mentioned earlier when you're bunny hopping, there is something that id Software tried to do to rectify vertical bounces where they unfortunately stop the horizontal speed as well. It is a simple line of code, and he created that. We've got a whole new category that is a ton faster. It is a bit more finicky to get working, which is why I'm not doing that today. I personally have only messed around with it. I'm being a bit greedy. I would like a nice time for my PB before I move to it. Can we do Mario? Yeah, Mario boy. Let's go. All right. Yeah, Tachyon is huge. The prison skip, most of the skips that you see in this game are skips that either him or another runner by the name of Zen. They are both just eggheads in this game. Like I mentioned earlier, they come from a game called Defrag, which is similar. I believe it's either the same iteration or a couple of iterations down, but it's basically the same movement. And they were top tier of their class. It's incredible. So we'll do a couple more dialogue skips. And while we're doing that, another shout out to a wonderful streamer, speedrunner by the name of Dangerous. That man is the reason I am continuing to run this game today. I did, I think, how many runs did I do? I did 2 runs of this and said I was done with it. Dane and also Blaine as well, that guy Blaine. Dane and Blaine entered the scene, and Blaine has I think he's run his course with it. He's kind of sick of it. But Dane has continued to push it and is currently 3rd place. And he's my benchmark, not only as a speedrunner, but as a streamer as well. So definitely worth the shout out. And it's nice workshopping with them in the Discord. All right, second shop time. Like I mentioned, there's only 2 shops. Money is super important, so we want to make sure that we are running everything that we can. I don't want to accidentally buy something I don't need, so I am going to make a little quick save there. All right, so supplies. We need to get rid of antiseptic. We need to get rid of EMPs. Fail trap power pack, cloth rags. We definitely need that. Tools, small objects, books, food cans, lock grinder. 1, 2. What we also need to do, and I forgot this last time, is we also need to sell ammo. So, like I said, normally the menuing in this is a lot quicker. Mind control. Sorry, I just got to focus up for a second. Want to make sure that we don't accidentally sell those. Keep a couple of fat boys. Get rid of all the pistol rounds. And all of the sniper rounds. Yeah, we just want to make sure that we've got enough of everything. Alright. Trying to get to buy. Buy, there we go. Alright. We don't want it. We want advanced sentry turret. Alright, so we need to have a specific amount. So I'm pretty sure, actually, I will play it safe on this one. I don't want to... How many did I have? I'm pretty sure I had 10 coming into this. Yeah, weird thing about that is you cannot use escape in this menu to go back out. Yeah, 10. Okay, cool. So we're running pretty clean on that one. I did manage to get some saved. Ingredients. All right, so we want to make sure that we have 6 for the turret. We want 10 here. 10 here. I'm pretty sure we only needed 8, but I'm going to play it safe. I accidentally overbought. That's why you got to be super careful. If your run is running a bit tighter than expected, it can cause issues. And then we need, sometimes we forget this. Nope. All good. Explosive packs. Buy a ton of those. Make sure we've got enough. And then we buy the rest in shotgun ammo. And we'll leave. We'll make sure we have enough. So we generally do tend to have money left over. Okay, and that's why we quick save. I wanted to make sure that if I accidentally did just blow through the money there. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. 10. What do we... I think we need 12, actually. We'll go with 13, just in case. My math is bad. Yeah, okay. I realized where I went wrong. All right. We're good. That should still be fine. So, we should only need 13. Actually, before I forget... Go build all. We're going to go for this lovely upgrade animation again. All right. Build all. So realistically, we want about anywhere between 90 and 110. A little bit over is absolutely fine. Again. And I can't hit cancel. That's right. We'll build an extra bomb card just in case, because things can happen. All right. So the reason that we went to this guy over here and then went and did that shop is because he has a little bit of an extended dialogue.
So go help him out.
All right. So now that we've done that buy, again, apologies. Rage being rage doesn't want to work well with mice. I know my grandma. But that's okay. Because you don't come here for the menuing, you come here for the running. Looks like you're the guy for the job. All right. So what we've just done there is we've got the mission Blue Line Station. I mentioned this earlier as being, I would say, my second favorite level of the game. Sorry. Force habit. All right. Like I said, second favorite, mainly because I think it is technically more fun to watch if you are playing safe. But it also is just technically better as well, which also means that it is harder as a result. Not necessarily hard in the sense that the skips are hard. We're just going to make sure. I will pull out the bandages just in case. People do die here. All right. Oh, okay, I had to play it safe on that one. Yeah, so it's not necessarily that it's hard to do. It's more that it's hard to do quickly. There's a lot of things that you just can't see, and you have to rely on muscle memory to get there. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. All right, so a lot of it just movement based to begin with. These wonderful, we'll call them beings, the human beings if you ever watch Community. They're harmless to us. We can do all of our setup here. So that's the main reason that we get turrets here. And the reason that we do that is because this particular section is an auto-scroller. All right. And last guy. All right, cool. Now, I believe from memory... Oh, hello? We'll wait for him to jump. My accuracy is top-notch today. I will rescind my FaZe Clan application, Soz. One more? One more. Nah, I'm telling you, that's surely a hit. Oh, okay, I didn't even hear the audio cue. All right, so yeah, that is just essentially you kill a bunch of enemies. I like to sit here and bait them out. Because that one is also an auto-scroller. All right, now, here comes the fun part. All right, so I am going to save here. So what we're going to do is jump on a bunch of invisible walls, essentially. Oh, nice. First go. All right. This is my least favorite. Got to wait for that to do its thing. Nice. A little bit of a damage boost help there, I think. All right. We definitely have enough grenades for this. Difficulty. All right. So this is the problem that gets introduced with slope boosting, is you do have to do it on a certain... Because as you can see, it's all crooked and whatnot here. There we go. We're going to play nice, play nice. No, we got to reset that one. So yeah, because of all the little random slopes and stuff, we do have to line it up in a specific way and do the jump at a specific time. We're just going to come back here. It's really not wanting to play nice today. There we go. Ooh, okay, almost overshot it. All right, perfect. So we are going to not do that. All right, again, because invisible walls, we just want to double check. I'm gonna get up here, and then all goes well. Perfect. All right, so this, like I said, this is the biggest out of bounds skip for sure, and it is again just hard to do fast. All right, so we need to remember 2 grenades for this one. All right, so we'll cook it. I did this once with an RC car as well. That was an interesting experiment. No, okay, yeah. So the timing on that one's a little bit iffy. Oh no, that's right. That's right. All right. Reminder for next time to quick save. But like I said, that's all right. That's all right. All right. There we go. All good. Not a super expensive mistake. Oop. All right. We're just going to change the difficulty now and then do it because it is a bit of a pain just having to redo that difficulty every single time if you have to reset. All right. First one. Second one. Oh, you're kidding. Might need to jump just to give me that little bit of leeway. Excuse you? Oh, that might be too high. Too high? No. All right. Fantastic. All right. And then again, we're just going to go back to easy because we don't need to do anything crazy here. But this is a pain in the ass. So we are going to quick save it. All right. Nice. Oh, okay, perfect. So there's an invisible wall here. I've just got to line up with a texture. Nope, I missed it. Yeah, there's a little invisible wall when you jump off of it, and it is quite... I didn't save it, that's right. Second time's the charm. That's the wall I'm talking about. This is why we heavily rely on quick saves in this run. It can be seemingly a little bit crutchy, but it makes the run a lot more fun than just outright not allowing it. So we'll allow it. Alright. Nope. You got to be careful. You got to make sure you get within a certain texture because you will just bonk off of it like that. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Alright. Sorry. That was probably a little bit inoptimal, but that's alright. Not looking for perfection here. Not even looking for anything pretty. Just looking for something fun. Alright, and we pop another one here. So, the reason that we do this is because we get a couple of these bad boys. However, 4 rounds is all it takes. Alright, now, these guys do come out in a particular order. However, I do not necessarily remember the order. So I'm going based off visual. Is that it? No, we've got one more. That's going to be it. There we go. So we let him jump. These guys are always blocking the way. All right, there we go. That's Blue Line Station. That is probably the most tech-heavy part of the run. Generally, if you get past here, you are usually on easy street. You can still somewhat mess up in Power Plant, the next one that's coming up. But for the most part, once you're out, you're out. This is where you finish your PB if you get one. All right.
I hear you. On the way.
All right. So this is just going to be a lot more fetch questing if you've got another dono that you can go through.
Yep, we have $24 from, and I'm sorry for mispronouncing this, Chill Pollens. Shout out to BalakehB for absolutely rocking this run and commentary. Keep it up, King. Put this money towards naming the Fire Red trainer Pat Ball, which has now put it back in the lead. 130 versus Rupa Z, 125. So we've got probably, what, like 15, 20 minutes left of this run? Or 30?
What's the timer at the moment?
153.
Yeah, about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah. So be sure to get those donos in if you want either of those names to be sure to win.
All right, as you saw there, I ran out of energy. You do have to be careful with where you are running and where you're not, because you will bonk into stuff and you still use up the energy anyways, even if you do bonk. All right, Force of Habits, not this run. I run 100% as well, which is a little bit of a different category, so I can get a little bit mixed up here because the routing is definitely different. All right, Gearhead Vault. This one, this one is a little bit of an interesting one, mainly because of the characters' voices, which you will very soon hear. He's gotta be Russian and he's gotta be mentioning vodka. This is aptly known as Suka Blit because that is what they say basically throughout this whole level. All right. Now, this is our first instance of a trigger skip. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right. Hopefully we can do this in 3. We'll try again. I didn't save. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. That's not fantastic. That's right. We can make it work. We can make it work. Jeez. Okay. That's right. It's only about a minute. 2 minutes. Sorry. But not fantastic. I'm so sorry about that. We will make sure we're not missing shots and just spam him with it. All right. You. There we go. Look at that. I believe there's more than one cycle for this particular area. Because as you saw, that cycle was not the same. That was the one that I've practiced for. All right. Like I said, quick and easy. I will make sure to quick save as soon as I get in there just to make sure we avoid that because that was not fantastic.
I hear you. On my way.
But rest assured, I can at least say I'm not the only person that's done that, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that's done that in the marathon. So that's that rage lock. Come on. Spinny the spinny. Alright. Return the foreman. See, what I'm doing here differently to what I was doing last time was I am just tapping the sprint button as I go through rather than holding it.
Not bad.
And letting go most of the opportunities that I can get. You do basically run through all of your energy in here.
You did it.
I did do a decent job.
Okay. So I'm gonna need you to bust into that. Here's what you do.
Alright. Alright, we're back. Like I said, only a minute or two. Alright. Now, just to prove a point, I'll rectify my mistake and I'll PB this, I swear. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Loading times. Alright. So I'm just going to do that here just because I like to play it safe. I'll remember it now and it won't be a problem, but... Alright, so again, back to what I was saying. So this is our first trigger break. So when you go up here, there's normally some barriers that activate. No, cool. So normally there's a little fire fence here, and you have to do a whole bunch of things. It's about 5 minutes worth of stuff. Again, quick save here, and we're about to do the exact same thing again. Perfect. So right there is about 8 minutes worth of skips, I think, depending on how quickly you can do it. All right, and then we have another one, which I'm going to save here, but the trigger is over here. So we've got another fire gate that we're going to beat. There we go, with a damage boost to spare. And a damage boost to spare. All right. I mean, I was joking about the PB thing, but this could actually PB. So far, it feels like it's on pace, especially with that. All right, so we come back here, and they're going to play a funny. Hello? Hello? All right, no, we're good. We're good. We got to make sure to not hit that blade, because that is an instant down. All right. If it's not PP, it is absolutely close. just got to slow myself down. We drop down here to save ourselves a little bit. All right, the main thing when we're going through this particular section is we need to make sure. Oh, he knocked me into it. All right, there's little, the Finding Nemo mines. That's because I actually don't know what they're called. The ones that just hang there and if you touch them, they explode. Yeah, they deal heavy damage. So you try your best to not get knocked into it. There have been instances where runs have been entered because someone has been shot and then accidentally collided with one of the mines right at the entrance because it's basically in just the most inopportune place. So, not the hardest thing in the world, but is something to be aware of.
Hold on a minute. Either way, this is...
I don't have a minute to hold on to.
I need you to...
This is a speed run.
Now you do this for me. Good.
I will do this for you. All right, we're going to the power plants. Ooh, Jesus Christ, that was inopportune. I apologize. All right, let's go. So, power plant. Power plant has had a couple of iterations, but we've essentially just found ourselves liking the way that this is more. Essentially, what we are doing is we are going to do a pretty large sequence break, but that sequence break hasn't really changed. And essentially, what we're doing is we're skipping about we're skipping like a 2-minute long cutscene with like 6 minutes of gameplay. It is a very big skip. But lucky for us, fairly easy. The problem is just making sure that we're hitting the right place that we need to hit. This is the run killer for my PB. This is the one that I lost it to, but we have kind of normalized it, and we do have a safe way down. So, let's get this going. All right. So we are just gonna tap that one and electro bolt here. Normally, if you don't do what I do on the well, you'll have a full mag, but I consider what happens in the well to be marginally just better. All right. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna quick save. See, I remembered that time. All right. Big jump. All right, I do have this. All right, we need to. No. Realistically, I should quick save when I'm up there. I just. All right, we do that. I'm gonna quick save here because I think it'll just help. So essentially, what we're trying to do, we're trying not to bonk to the left like we just did. We're trying to bonk backwards so we can hit the railing. Unfortunately, it is very precise. There is a way to go down, but it has been a little bit finicky, where you can just do it like this. There we go. There we go. There we go. I don't even mind if I get downed. We can avoid that guy, I recently discovered. And the problem with weapon swapping in this game is you have to make sure that you're not sprinting. You have to make sure that you are not wasting your ammo. All right, so we're going to get back here. Not changing your ammo, sorry. All right. Hello? Hello? What is... that's what. So we're going to do that. We got another mini-boss because he's not really a boss. Make quick work of him, and the reason that we do those turrets is very interesting. So this is where a good portion of the history, we'll just skip past him, a good portion of the history of this dungeon is, there is a way, a very difficult way to basically skip this auto-scroller section that we have coming up and basically get our way all the way down. So we go all over these roofs here, clip through the wall and get through there. But with these turret setups, we found that it is just as quick to do it like this. There we go. I was worried then. Very easy. And the RC car way that goes all the way over has tons of setup. You got to use tons of RC cars. Only saves like a second. So yeah, this ended up becoming the de facto. All right. Now back to Soul's Garage. Now normally what we would do, I guess we didn't really go over this all that much, but essentially we're in Subway Town. This guy Redstone is the guy that runs it. He knows all the goings on, and you do a couple of things for him to make sure that you fit in and get accepted with the town. Although what happens is he gets picked up by the authority after this happens. So that's it. You don't see him ever again after this. So you do this little trigger here. So now we're going to go see Marshall. All right. So we have the last 3 levels coming up. Well, I wouldn't really call it 2 levels and a little bit of a hiccup. Ooh. So we're going to go see Marshall. Come see Lassard.
As the captain has told you earlier.
There's a quick Lassard that you can get here, but it's very, very tricky. At least for me, it's very tricky. All right, so mission 1, Jackal Canyon. There has been a recent skip on this that we are going to try do. It is not a big deal if we can't get it. However, I don't have bandages to help me through the other way. So it is, at this point, the preferred one. These last 3 missions, as well as where you'll see the game start to break down quite a bit, this is essentially where you notice that id Software was starting to run out of money and time, and just wasn't able to get to the stuff that they wanted to do to be able to make this more fleshed out. That's why this particular section is quite short. Ooh. All good. I thought he was Pulse Cannon. I didn't need to do that because Pulse Cannon belongs to Authority and you don't get that until Bridge. All right, cool. So, Jackal Canyon. Very fun. Not super hard. There used to be a very hard skip that we managed to trivialize, where you would utilize lots of momentum with your strafe jumping and jumping over the fence that we have. But now we don't do that. We just simply do a ramp jump and bounce off the wall. And it is a lot less skillful and just makes it so much easier. So essentially what the old method was, you would build up a bunch of momentum through here, jump off the wall, and go over this way. But you can just as easily... I say just as easily for people that aren't me. I'm clipping on something. There we go. I'm clipping on something and I don't know what. Come on. We have a backup if this weird clip thing... There we go. Yeah, it's weird. I think the corner of the wall was poking out more than usual. But that's all right. We got there. It could just as easily be a skill issue. Sometimes it's very hard to differentiate a skill issue from tech issue in this game. All right. We're going to do a big boy jump. So normally you take this clothesline, zip line, sorry, not clothesline. That'd be a sick clothesline, I guess. We take the zip line. However, we need to do a circle strafe. Wow. At this point, it would have been faster to just go for the normal method. I very rarely struggle with this one. This is a new struggle for me. There we go. I think I may just not have been scrolling enough. So I have my scroll wheel up to my select button. And that allows us to do lots of quick selections that you wouldn't obviously be normally able to do with the F key. It also helps us with doing the scope glitch. All right, so that section's quite easy. This is basically all that Jackal Canyon is. It's just a high-rise that you're just running through, making sure that you skip a bunch of enemies. Kind of fun on your casual playthrough, but it feels quite lacking. And we do take advantage of something that is lacking. Those little balloons have bombs, which is always fun. All right, we're going to skip through that. All right, so we need to make sure we have as much health as we can. All right, so we're going to save here. Now, what we're going to try to do, we're going to do a new experiment. We're going to let this, there we go. And we're going to get up here. We're going to save it because reasons. Settings. Now, the ladder goes up to nowhere. So it was assumed that there was something that was going to be up here that you could access, and they just never ended up finishing it. So we're going to set ourselves on Nightmare. Hopefully this works. If need be, I do have a grenade that I can... We do have to let it hit us. Okay. As you saw, they do bop you, and you have to kind of just angle against it. I think we may be able to have this work to our advantage. So while I'm up here, I'm going to do a pretty risky autosave. Quick save, sorry. Come on. Okay. All right. We got to do a little extra jump. It's very finicky. But a very cool skip nonetheless if we can get it. We're just going to do the YOLO jump. Nope, too far. Okay. So essentially what we're doing is there's a giant spiral section that we go down with a bunch of bombs and enemies. And... No, far enough. And it's a really big hassle, especially if you don't arc up on bandages when you do your second shot. Alright, this is the one. No. And yeah, it just becomes a bit of a hassle. So this is the quickest way down. It hit me. All right, that's right. We gotta be a little bit creative in this difficulty. Hello? All right, let it hit us, and hopefully if we can get all the way down after it hits us, like right there we go. Random kill plane. We love this skip. It is a very new skip, yes, there we go. Awesome. So essentially what we did there is a red barrel here, and if you time the shot just right after you jump just right, you can enter the kill plane and force yourself to revive. Which is such an awesome skip. Again, mysteries of the world. I don't remember which person actually found that. It could have been Tak, it could have been Zen. Difficulty switching and def abusing as a result, as a whole, is also fairly recently new. So they are always finding new ways to try and exploit that. I think that one is probably the coolest one. Just getting that jump arc perfectly, because you do have to strafe jump, so you do have to angle it on your way down. And then you do have to time the shot as well, because if you shoot it too soon, the pop rocket will meet the floor before you do, and you won't hit the explosive range. And then if you shoot it too late, then you fall faster than the rocket. So it is a nice, delicate balance. But awesome. It's nice to get that one on stream as well. I think I've only done that once on stream. But yeah, that's Jackal Canyon. So we are not far from the finish line here, guys. Essentially, what we're going to do now is we're going to go back, do a couple more dialogues. You're going to go to a bridge and blow it up. And then we got Capital Prime, which is the final level of the game. And again, just super quick to go through, just due to the fact that it does feel quite unfinished. It feels like there should be more to it. And as a result, the final battle does end on a little bit of a deflating note, I would say. Subway Town. Ooh. All right. So you can normally line this up pretty well, but the reason I don't is there is the tiniest chance you can clip through the wall, clip through the floor, sorry, and I always manage to clip through the floor. So it's not worth the millisecond that it takes.
Give me a second. Hey, Captain, take a look at this.
Again, unskippable dialogue. We have to wait for this one to go through.
This is exactly what we've been waiting for.
There we go. We go to Portman.
Now, we finally get to hit the to get across the bridge.
Yeah, that one's a little bit strange. I can't hit it on the first try, but I can hit it on the second try. All right, we're going to go blow up some bridges. Oh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. think we're at the pretty close to the 7 o'clock mark, which means we're pretty close to being up for 24 hours. Because I couldn't get to sleep before this run, so that was a be-all and end-all, unfortunately. All right, we're gonna try and get through this as quickly as we can. While I'm going through this, the final battle is pretty easy, so I'm gonna say all my thank yous while we're doing the final battle and skedaddle basically on cue, so that way Wesley can get to his run, which I'm pretty keen to see.
Time for a couple of donations while we drive.
Absolutely.
We have $10 from Anonymous that says, I'm gonna need $10 on that Fire Ed trainer tower trainer name for Whooper Z, which put it in the lead temporarily until we had $20 from Kegmelster. That reads Power B to Patball, putting it in the lead 150 to 135.
May have forgotten to change the difficulty after that skip. That could have ended poorly. Alright. We do have to wait for this explosion animation. It's not like the ID drive where we just do the thing. Perfect. Alright, we're going to go get a fancy gun. Excuse me. We're going to go get a fancy gun, and then we're going to go destroy... Don't know why I'm burping. Destroy the baddies. Rollin', 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 one stick barrel rollin'. They're so hot and glowing. No, no. I did it. I did it, didn't I? I tell ya. That's right. At least the save is right there, so it's not detrimental. It just sucks to have to reload and sit through all of that again. Luckily, the autosave is every time you enter or exit either a hub or a dungeon, it will autosave in that spot. So we will wait for this one. Really bad movement, but we'll work it.
Great work. That'll make them think twice about getting too far.
That's right. No dialogue skip on this one.
Before you go running into Capital,
So we're just chilling.
take some extra firepower with you.
I do like some extra firepower. We're gonna magic trick before it even opens.
You've done a great job, sir.
All right.
But now it gets serious. One last mission for you.
Now I'm gonna wait for this. Codes are ready.
You'll be able to walk right in.
And
I'm forwarding
then
them to you now, sir.
dialogue skips.
You'll have to get inside. But if you are successful at Ray, take this code.
All right, awesome. Here we go. Final round. This level is definitely, it's more mechanical, it's more movement, there's not a whole lot of skips that can be done. However, there is one skip, and it is Dangerous's favorite skip, and you'll probably see why. But first we got to get there. So we're going to do a whole bunch of driving. By whole bunch, I mean just a minute. It's fine, it's fine. I blanked out, I forgot I was meant to be doing these. So these bad boys. Nice front flip, my dude. But it's St. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, there's no score counter at the bottom. You fail. This is why I'm on the GI Authority program. I kind of screwed it up, but if anyone's seen Starship Troopers, All right, let's do it. Make sure we got our RCD cars equipped once it loads. Come on, Wingstick. There we go. All right, so we're just doing a whole bunch of stealthy crawly. Wrong way. You get a lot of those in here. There's a lot of dead ends. And again, I feel like this is one of those levels that should be bigger than what it actually is, because there is just so many branching paths. But there's only one. There's only one real way to go. So we're gonna wait for the drone to come out so we can come through here. And we've got some friends. So, like I said, mostly movement. We'd just kind of skip through that. All right, so we are going to hopefully I don't have any bandages, so okay, I don't need bandages, but I need to make sure I do that better. There we go. So that just saves a couple seconds. Dane aptly calls that Vegas skip, if you ever watch Doom. Alright, got a little bit of a RNG spawn pattern with this one, so one of the very few ones. And because they are mutants that have been experimented on as a part of this whole game's plot, they are fast movers with long range, so lining them up for their initial shot, if I can get someone, if you watch him, they land, but then they do this really jank movement, and it just makes it kind of weird to try it, just like that. That was a certain amount of enemies, and I forgot to count it. While we're waiting for that, we do have to do one little piece of crafting, which is... Come on. There we go. No, what am I doing? There we go. All right. So we need these authority augmenters. These are essentially the Doom version of a quad damage. We don't need to use them right now, but we will use them in a moment. We just go ring around the rosy. All right, this is Dane's favorite skip, and definitely, oh, come on, definitely one of the best reaction time out the wazoo. All right, so we're gonna line up with this little dot. We're gonna do, everyone has their own little lineup for this, but this is mine. I line up with this little dot. We're gonna walk into this fence, and big skip. Such a good skip. That is, so all of the electric gates have this weird property where you can be reflected off it. That's the only gate that just shoots you straight up, and it's great. We have experimented with a couple of different ways of doing it in the prison. Mostly the prison, yeah. So you got to be careful. You bonk and you lose it. Yeah, we have been experimenting with that one, but nothing's really come to fruition. That's the only time you see that one in this run as well. All right, here we go. Now, if I can remember which one is the BFG, there we go. All right, so we've got 9 enemies that come out. Did it not? Ah, that's right, we gotta wait for the... So we hit the button, and then we hit this button when it comes up. Cool. Now we're going to sit here. We're going to unload our quad damage. And we are going to listen out for sound cues and audio, visual cues as well. I almost said the same thing twice. So it's just a whole lot of spinning around. If you are motion sick, I apologize. This bit won't take long. I will try to potentially make that a little bit smoother for you guys. So that's the visual cue that you're waiting on, is the smoke. I wasn't counting. All right. We're counting down from 15, 14, 13. Oh, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And time. There we go. And that was the final boss. An absolute waste of a somewhat pretty decent game. All right, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. This is a great cause. Obviously, Game on Cancer. Donate what you can. We've got some really good things coming up. So yeah, enjoy Wester's run, and I will see you all in the chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Balake, for that run. Up next, we do have Pokemon Fire Red Trainer Tower by Worcester, and just a couple of donations about said run. We had two separate $30 donations, one from Heidi Van de Bert and one from Anonymous, that both read Whooper Z, Whooper Z. And we've also had a new entry in the rival name incentive, $37 from ASM2023 that says Worcester rival name U. Well, we then have $23 from Ben Stokes himself that says Bazball, and we're actually up 3-0 if we think about it. We also then have $82 from Rayquaza 756 that says put it towards rival name U for Worcester's run. That'll be closing very, very shortly. So be sure to stick around for that run. Last little update here. We're going to cancel. We're going to lock off those incentives now for the run. We did get a last-minute $5 donation by PSI Guide 95 that says, "Let's go Worcester. Put this towards rival name U." That run is going to come up shortly, but that is my time up for your hosting needs. Be sure to stick around for the Pokemon Fire Red run. Thank you.
Alright, and we are ready to get underway with Pokemon Fire Red by Worcester. Ready when you are.